So you're a law enforcement professional and you're out on a major crime scene. You've got tons of things you need to be doing, and you're potentially doing it by yourself. Wouldn't it be nice to have someone who was trained and capable of processing your crime scene for you? Well, we're talking about that today here on the podcast. Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. I'm Lieutenant Jeremy Cox with the Grayson County Sheriff's Office, and today we're talking with our crime scene investigation specialist, Des Nichols. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So, crime scene, right? Like there is a lot that goes into that. As an investigator for many years myself, you get out on these big crime scenes and you've got so many things you need to be doing, and you still have to process the scene,
Yes.
right? And that can just be a whole thing in and of itself, of course, which is why having you here at the sheriff's office is an incredible benefit, because whether it's patrol, right, or our criminal investigations unit, when we have those major scenes, there you are. So big time benefit. So let's talk about you. All right. Let's talk about what got you into this line of work. Where did you start at? Let's start there. Where did you start at?
Well, it actually started as a fluke. I was working at Home Depot and here in Sherman, and I had a girlfriend who was working full-time at the jail, and she was also working part-time at Home Depot, and she said, come over to the jail, you'll love it, you'll do great. And that's where it all started. It started in November of 2007, and I worked for Grayson County Sheriff's Office from November of 2007 till September of 2013 as a corrections officer.
All right.
And then I went to Sherman Police Department because I thought I wanted to possibly pursue a career as a police officer. So I was like, well, what better way to get my feet wet than become a dispatcher? So I started in September of 2013, became a dispatcher for them, and quickly realized that no, being a police officer was not going to be for me.
All right.
And so going down the road, have two girls at home, and was wondering, okay, well, how can I combine my love for science and my love for law enforcement? And what better way than to do crime scene or try to become a medical examiner? So that's where I had started. And at the time, Sherman Police Department did have a crime scene position open. The lady who had filled it had left, so it got shut down for a little bit, but in the spring of 2019, it opened back up again. And so I applied. I had finished my bachelor's that May, and then in August of 2019, I took Sherman's crime scene position.
Awesome. And so you recently, you came from Sherman
Yes.
to us here at the Sheriff's Office. So what type of education do you have that helps support this position?
Well, I went about it in a funny way. I started with my associates in criminal justice from Grayson, and then went to the University of Texas at Dallas and finished with my bachelor's in criminology. Kind of a weird route because it's criminal justice and criminology, two way different paths. It's more of a psychological aspect, but I knew in order to pursue what I wanted to do, I had to have a bachelor's degree. And so I did that, and luckily was accepted at Sherman as their crime scene position. Normally, you would pursue a career or a degree in some kind of physical science, like chemistry or biology, to do what I do.
Oh, okay. All right. So another alternative route.
Yes.
Okay. So you've got your degree. Any other certifications or special trainings that you have?
Yes, I am certified through the International Association of Identification as a crime scene investigator. That was probably the hardest test I've ever taken in my life. You literally study 2 books, and they throw a test at you. You don't have any prep material. It's just, here you go, here's the test, take it, and then you get to wait, I believe, 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
You don't get an answer right then. You have to wait 6 weeks to know if you passed or failed, and they don't give you an automatic, like what you did wrong. Like if it's either pass, fail, and hey, this is the area you need to improve on. You don't get any of that feedback information. It's just
Oh,
like,
wow.
yep.
You either passed or you didn't.
Yep. And then I am at the moment in my third semester of my master's program at the Oklahoma State University for my master's degree in forensic science.
Okay. All right. So it's still continuing education.
Yes.
All right. So you also take pictures. I know you do that
Yes.
at crime scene. So any special training on crime scene photography or anything like that?
Yes, I had a crime scene photography class through TexFact, the digital photography class. It was really neat. I got to learn a whole lot. The minute you step foot in that classroom, they make you set your camera in manual mode and you're not allowed to take it out. So you learn how to really use your depth of field, your lighting, and all of those things.
Oh yeah. So like you actually know it's not just like point and shoot.
Correct.
Right. Because when you think about photography and being out on a scene, you can't manipulate the evidence,
No.
right? But you can take a picture and maybe cast light differently or accept light differently,
Yes.
which will allow things to be more visible.
Yes.
Sometimes it brings out the detail.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah. So you've got all this training. Again, thinking about your path. What is it about this job that you love?
Helping others. I love serving the community. I love being able to help others in our agency, not just our agency, but in our area. Since I've been here, I have been able to step outside and help White Wright PD, help Tom Bean, help Denison, and help the FBI task force as well.
Oh, wow. So kind of spreading it around. Yeah. So, that kind of goes back to the sheriff's office, the way that we do things. I've spoken with, the sheriff and the chief and, just everybody here always feels the same that there's a lot of agencies out there that may not have the assets that we have, and we don't have all the assets, right? But we do share and we do try to help and support. And so making ourselves available, whether it's just, personnel that's needed or specialized equipment or someone like you who has all this training and experience to go out and work these scenes and help these agencies, and especially when they have like a major crime.
Yes. Yeah.
So thinking about major crimes and experience, without giving too many details away, right? Because, sometimes we can't talk about a lot of the investigative details. But just some 30,000 foot view type experiences that you've had.
So in my very limited years I've been in this, I've been doing it for 6 years now. I've had a lot of exposure to many different things. One of those, unfortunately, has been murder. So I have gotten under my belt the amount of experience in 6 years that somebody in like a 10 or 15-year period would see over their career already. Another one of my favorites to work is a aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Say we're looking for projectiles. It's like, where's Waldo when you're looking for those projectiles and having to figure out if it penetrated or perforated or where it might have gone. And we use trajectory rods, and on scenes with latent blood, if we're looking for latent blood, we use chemiluminescence, blue star, luminol, those types of things.
So talking about the equipment that we use, you probably have quite a big storeroom or armory, if you will, of different tools that you have available to use.
Yes.
So you're talking about luminol and blue star. What does that do?
Those two reagents specifically react with the heme in the protein in blood, and so if there is any latent blood left behind, with Blue Star particularly, you darken your room, you put the tablets in your bottle, you allow it to sit for a limited period of time, spray it on the surface, And wherever the presence of blood is, it will illuminate and allow you to see either where something was or if something was cleaned up with swipe, there'll be swipe patterns, and you're able to photograph that and capture that image.
Yeah, okay. And then, of course, I'm sure you have a really nice camera.
Yes.
What about, you said trajectory rods. What does that look like?
Trajectory rods are probably the size of my pinky or maybe a little bit thinner, and they are rods that we use. We attach them together, and we use a rubber cone to gently insert into a defect in a wall, in a vehicle, and attach a laser to the end and gently put it in that defect to point in the direction that the projectile was fired.
Okay, so where it came from.
Yes.
Because sometimes, the bad guy's not there to tell you specifically where they were when they started shooting or something like that.
Correct.
Okay, so this kind of gives you an idea of this may be where they were.
Yes.
Right. Okay. All right. So, future. What are some things that you're looking to do to advance yourself in the future? I know you mentioned pursuing that master's degree.
Yes. When I'm done with that, I'm going to look at pursuing the second stage MIII certification, which would make me a certified crime scene analyst.
Okay, awesome. All right, so the next step.
Yes.
All right. I've taught at the academy before. The police academy. I've been around. At the college. You mentioned going to Grayson specifically. They've got a pretty large criminal justice program out there. A lot of times people are like, "Oh, I want to be in law enforcement," but sometimes it's, "I want to be," well, you.
Yes.
Right. So do you have any advice for someone who is maybe looking into this career? I know you mentioned your alternative route for getting there. Any little tips or tricks or ideas to get people motivated or moving in the right direction?
Yes. I don't recommend doing what I did. I don't recommend getting a degree in criminology first. If you're going to pursue something like I have done, I recommend getting a degree in biology or chemistry. Your physical science, they're going to look a little better at you. And specifically, if you're wanting to do crime scene, I strongly, strongly, strongly encourage you to do an internship either with a medical examiner's office or some death investigators' offices to get that exposure, because a lot of what I deal with, unfortunately, is death. And so we see a lot of deceased bodies. So you're going to need to be prepared for that as much as you can be. There's always going to be, you always take stuff home with you. Like,
oh, yeah.
You can't leave it all on the shelf. But knowing if you are going to be able to handle that, because we handle a lot of smells too. But that would be my strongest suggestion to you.
Maybe get that experience before you get the job.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, because that'll just be a key indicator that either I can or I should find something else to do.
Yep, and laboratory work is very, very satisfying for some people. I have a lot of contacts that are just genius people. Shout out to Amber Moss and Kristen Casota at the DPS lab in Garland. They're some of my biggest resources and both very knowledgeable women.
Awesome. And that's true, right? Like, making connections is really important in law enforcement in general, but I'm sure it's more specifically in your field, because maybe you don't know that answer, but you now know somebody who maybe does.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you, Grayson County, for joining us. Thank you, Des, for being with us today. I'm sure everybody's going to appreciate this. Grayson County, we always enjoy when you come and watch us on the podcast. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us. Share with your friends. And most importantly, Grayson County, stay safe.